tuned because this is about to get hot.
Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel.
Because if you want to get out of the village, you can, and it's going to come down to choice. Choice. It's your choice. You want to get out of the hood. You don't want to be about that life. You want to actually do something with yourself. It's a decision. It's just like the ones that decide to go ahead and keep on selling drugs. They decided, no, I want to keep hustling. Boom. That's it. Now, there's ones that decide, I don't want to do this. Guys, I'm just being real with y'all. There's some of us that grew up, man, we were kids. I had a bunch of friends I played with in the hood. We would sit there. They know what I'm talking about. We would sit there, and we had a bunk bed, right? We would take the mattress out of the bunk bed. We would get, like my mom, like laundry baskets. We would take laundry baskets and fill it with clothes and like our pillows. We would sit on the pillows, and we would put our hands on top of the bunk bed, and we would act like we driving a car that we going to be driving one day. And I told y'all, we had like this thing to where, man, when I get older, I'm going to be eating the food. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm going to eat the food that the rich white people were eating. See, even though these people weren't rich, but in our minds as little kids, they were rich because it showed them eating, dinner at the table. So we would sit there and eat some ramen noodles and hot dogs. And we would sit there and have our fork and knives out, cutting the hot dogs up, saying things like, so, how's the house? How's business? We would like fake these things up. Because that's the life that we felt. That's what we wanted to live. That's the dream that we wanted to have. That's what we wanted to get. So some of us stuck with it. Some of us didn't. But my point in saying that is there is a way out. But the way out is not by this so-called systemic oppression or racism that's holding you back. Because I told you before, and I'm going to say it again. There is nothing that's holding you back, especially if you are black and you follow after Christ. And we say all these things all the time. For with God, nothing is impossible. Greater is he that is in me than he that is within the world. But then yet you believe this belief that the reason why you ain't getting ahead is because of this so-called white privilege thing that y'all haven't obtained. Because I'm trying to figure out how is it that I'm doing really, really good, better than a lot of white people. I'm doing really good in a lot of black people, but I'm doing good in a lot of Asian people. I go and treat patients some of everywhere from all different types of races and different types of incomes. I know all these things about these folks and trying to figure out how is it I'm doing so much better. Now, I'm talking to folks that's looking at it from a superficial. When you say better, you're talking about what, your cars, your homes, all that. How am I doing better? The reason why I'm doing better because I wanted that. The things that I have is because I wanted that. If I did not want it, I would not have it. Do I got 4 houses? No. Why? Because I don't want 4. But what if I got 2? Because I wanted to. That's it. If you want whatever you want to get, if you want to get what it is that you want to get, you need to do what you have to do in order to get what it is that you want to get. If you don't want to do what you need to do to get what you want to get, you're not going to get it. It's that simple. It's simple logic, folks. And some folks are trying to debunk this, man. You don't know. But what gets me is this. Me and my brother-in-law, we talked about this all the time. It's like he's a successful black man. Guess what? His son is a successful black man. My nephew. My brother-in-law, when we talk about this, we always say things like, people look at us and they say things like, man, they own. If y'all don't know what own mean like you're doing really good. They can tell that you're doing really good financially. Now they'll come up there, man, that's crazy how you just, man, bro, you own, man. How did you do all that? I'm like, oh, well, this is how you do it. You need the X, Y, Z, da. Then you have some people, no, man, that ain't it. That ain't it, brother. Real way you get up this, oh, you still standing on the corner that you've been standing on since I was a kid. And you know all the knowledge and stuff like that. See, what it is that the white man don't want, you still saying the same stuff right here on the corner, Reggie. You still sitting there saying the same stuff. You know everything it needs to be done to get out of it, but you still there. It don't make no sense, do it? But yet they can tell you how to get there, but they just don't know how to get there themselves. They know how to get there, but they ain't there. Why? Because they don't know how to get there. It's all just a bunch of bliss. And all it does, it keeps everybody talking about why. If you keep on talking about why you can't get somewhere, that becomes your main focus and you don't go nowhere. So then guess what? If that's your main focus about not being able to get nowhere because somebody's keeping you down, then tomorrow looks just like today, which means you ain't going nowhere. I told you guys before and I say it all the time. That which you focus on, that's the direction that you go. Those light poles, I say it all the time. I give you this as an example. The light poles that you see on the side of the roads, how do cars hit them straight on? It's very hardly rarely that a car slides and hit the pole. They usually always hit the pole or a tree head on. How is that? Because even though you were trying to avoid hitting that pole, hitting that tree, you never took your eyes off of it. So guess what? Your body guided you in the direction that you kept your focus on. Even though you weren't trying to go there, but you kept your focus on that. So what am I saying? If you keep your focus on we are oppressed and the white privilege is keeping us down and you know the system, the white man is keeping us from getting, you're not going to go nowhere. You want to know why you're not going nowhere? Because that is focusing on white privilege and racism and all that. It'll get you nowhere. That's why you are nowhere. The next thing I want to talk to you about is this. I say it all the time too. Your brain, your mind. I say this, I don't care if I'm repeating myself. It does not care what you plant in it. Earl Nightingale. But it will return to you what you planted. So don't give me this stuff about how you sow this and you sow that and you sow this, but then yet what all is coming out of you is just always negative. It's always poisonous. It's never trying to build nobody up. It's always just trying to dissect something so you can just test somebody down so you can show them how intelligent you are or how smart you are. And those type of people only waste my time because all it is just going to be a battle of, I mean, I've been in this thing long enough, even when it's dealing with things like Christianity-wise, when people just want to argue about this, argue about that, I find out it's actually them just trying to show me how intellectual they are. They're trying to show me how smart they are or how intelligent they are. But we're the whole point of us having this conversation is trying to get somewhere. But I know from the jump, that's why some of y'all I don't comment. I'm just being honest with you. Some of y'all I don't even comment back a lot of times. Or if the one I'm talking about, I mean, not say comment, emails. It's kind of hard to comment in YouTube a lot. I try to every now and then, but the ones that email me, the reason why some of y'all don't email back because we're not going nowhere. It's just this. That's all it is. Well, you know, and then you want to hit me with big words. I mean, that doesn't mean that just because you use things like, you know, because colloquialisms say that I do. Okay, but what is it? What is the meat behind your message? Where is it trying to get us? Because if it's not getting us nowhere, then I don't want to do that. So that's why I don't even waste my time. No. I'm talking to these young folks right here and right there. Guys, y'all want to get out of this? Okay, this is how y'all do it. And you got people, no, because you know what you need to do. No. Guys, I'm there. I'm going to give you another example that helped out. In the Bible, it talks about how the Lord was telling the Israelites that they can go and take this land. They sent scouts out there. Some scouts came back with big old grapes. Oh, man, it's plentiful there. It's woo. Others came back. There's giants in the land, and we look like grasshoppers in our own eyes. So guess what? Because of that, it discouraged them. And the fact that God told them that they could take the land, the ones that came back and said, man, but there's giants there, and they was already killing folks left and right. They forgot who they were. They forgot what they were capable of. It somehow got taken out of their mind how capable of destroying the enemy that they were. So they let some other people that was of their tribe, of their tribe, talk them out of going to the very thing that they can possess. So what I'm getting at is this. I'm like the ones that came back and said, man, hey, it's plentiful there. These big old huge grapes and all that, man, it's plentiful there. Oh yeah, we see some giants, but so what? We didn't kill giants before, so I don't get what's the big deal. We didn't kill. God is with us, you know. So I don't get it. Oh well, well guys, I guess we're not gonna go there. So all I'm saying is this: for the young people, I say this to y'all again, mentorees, all the ones that were listening. If you want to get out, you can. Don't let anybody tell you that the reason why you're not going out, the reason why you can't get ahead is because somebody is holding you back. You have no idea. If you haven't seen that movie Village, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But for the ones that seen the movie Village, I'm like the one that got outside that wall and actually went beyond it and got to experience the world and see the world for what it really is. I work in corporate, wants people to do investing, all these things. And there's all kind of people that look just like us that are there. And all they're trying to do is try to figure out how to get you there. But it cannot change if you are stuck in this mentality that you're not going to be able to get out because somebody is keeping you pressed down. If you're trying to go to a certain avenue, you say, see there, it didn't work. Well, go to another one. Because guess what? It's just like tapping somewhere. You tap until it gets hollow. Oh, there's the weakness right there. Bust through. That's what I'm saying. Especially if you Christian, man. That to me, that you contradicting yourself when you preach to people about having faith and you preach to people about how we can do all things through Christ, except get ahead. Because a lot of people, I'm just being honest, a lot of places that I preached and taught at, they're predominantly in a lot of low income areas. I go there, encourage these folks. tell them how they can do it. Then you have somebody come right behind. Well, see, I understand what you're saying, brother, but it's going to take much prayer, much fat. No, it ain't. It's just going to take for you to go to school, to get your GED, and then go sign up to take the college assessment thing. So you might have to start off in some reciprocal classes or some, prereq classes that's super low to get you built up to where you can take college level stuff. That's all it is. It ain't no, well, we're going to sit there and pray a little bit more. And no, because what you don't want to do for yourself, God ain't going to do. Every time God did something in the Bible, he required the person to do something. I said it to y'all the other night. He told the man, take up your bed and walk. He told the person, stretch forward your hand. Told the man, go wash your eyes out. So you just can't sit back and just say, well, I'm just going to sit here and pray and have faith that God is just going to bring us out. God brought the children of Israel out, but guess what? They was busting heads and killing folks left and right to get out. And I'm not saying that you're going to be killing folks, but I'm talking about the mentality. Kill it. This whole thing that you can't get past, you can't get out of this. I'm telling you to kill it. You can email me. Me and my wife have helped people numerous times to sign up for financial aid, get these folks into college, parents into college. I've done things where my mom, she has her bachelor's and all that, helped her get with homework and all this stuff in the past like that to get her on. I mean, I'm telling you, the stuff is there. It's there. But the question is, that's the question. The question is, do you want it? And then it's going to come down to how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you really want to do those things that you say you want to do? Is that all just talk? That's why I say this all the time. Is it do you really want to do these things that you say you want to do, or is that just talk? You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people would do that with me. Yeah, man, I want to do this one day. I want to own my own business. And then I'll say, so this business that you want to own, what kind of business are you talking about? Man, like I want to be one of them dudes that like be in a suit. And you know what I'm saying? I be telling people what to do. Right. But what I'm getting at is, what is it that you want people to do? What's this business? See, man, that's why I don't like talking to you, man. You just like a hater. No, I'm saying I'm trying to help you get there, but you ain't just going to be a businessman. Don't know what business you want to get into, because there's 1,000 different avenues of business. So that's what I'm saying. These things are not being taught to them. These things are not being talked about. What is being talked about and what is being pushed is we this, we that. They keeping us suppressed, whatever like that. If you've been living in the Chicago area, Central Illinois area, around Decatur or something like that, look, I'm getting hot. You know that blacks have been killing each other for a long time. And it's for the very fact that nobody want to march when we kill each other. That's why. And I told them all the time. I told some of the coalitions and some of the organizations, I'm not getting involved in that. And I'm being so serious when I say this, because a coalition that I'm a part of, his kingdom is not of this kingdom. His kingdom is not of this world. That's what I mean. And guess what he was about? He's about individuals. That's what I'm about. I'm about individuals. I want to see individuals do well, whether you white, black, Asian, whatever, because guess what? I done helped you all. For some that have been my patient, for some that are Asian, I helped your child. Y'all know I'm talking to, helped some of your children get into school. Y'all face the same type of things that everybody else did. And guess what? These same people that I've talked to, we all kind of say the same thing. We don't understand what this thing is. And a lot of y'all try to explain it to me, but y'all just can define it. So anyway, I'm going to have to break this up into two 15-minute segments because this went on for a long time. I might have missed some stuff. But again, what I'm going to always do until the day that I die, I'm going to always be here to encourage young people, white, black, Asian, whatever like that. I'm for people that want to do for themselves. If you just sitting back, no, it ain't going to work. See, what you said is not going to work because I ain't even going to, you know what, then I see I've done this for too long. I just move on. Okay, all right. I get it. You're right. You're oppressed. Done it. Okay, we done. For the ones that want to get out of here, y'all come here. We're going to go to a different area now. And then they're like, no, man, see, all you are is a... what? Okay, I'll be all those cuss words that you just called me. That's completely fine. But at least I got a bunch of kids right here that's getting ready to go outside those walls in the village and see the world for what it really is. And then once they get a taste of that, oh, it's on now. That's all it takes. You can tell like a switch goes off in these kids. Keith Anderson, I'll never forget it. You know what you did for us to kind of change our whole perspective up? You took us to the outside area of the big city. There's places like South Shores and Meadowlark, Home Park, and places like Forsyth. There's places like Naperville, Wambasi. You went to these places and we sitting there like, do these people know that their windows are open? Like we can see in their house. Do they know? Like, man, dang. These people must not care about protection, do they? Because they don't have no bars on their window. No, as kids, we there was no concept of that. We looked at the bars as Protection, we didn't know that it was like, oh, the bars is up there, so, you know. Thing to where you can't even leave out their neighborhood. You got on you that one street is the only way you can get in and out. We didn't have no turnabout. We had barricades. So, and we definitely wasn't riding no bikes in the street. No, sirree. It's like, well, golly, look how everybody grass is just like, their grass just looks super green, you know? And there were Asian people, there were white people, there were black people, there were Indian people in these areas. And then a light switch just went off in my head. Man, I would love to live like that. I would love to be like where my kids can just be outside riding their bikes, you know? And I would love to sit there and have a home to where, you know, it don't have the bars on the window. I don't have to have a home where I got to put knives and stuff in certain areas because if somebody break in, I would just like to have that, you know. So now in this day that I'm right now, that's not even a thought to my children. I talk about these things. They hear me and my cousins or, you know, some of my friends, brothers that we grew up and we talk about this stuff. They hear about it, but it's the fact that it's not even a thought in their head. So there are children that's there just like I was to this day. You listen to this right here, you know how to get out. There's a section on my channel where you can click on that says about. When you click on about, it's an email there. You need the help, email me. My wife worked in the financial aid office all her years in college, and she helped tremendously with getting people into school. We helped so many folks fill out applications to get them into college, to get them approved financial aid, to get them here, to get their books, to drive them this, do that. We did these things so much. And once them kids got a taste of it, you know how awesome it is to see these kids go off to school, to do the things that they want to do, to have a dream that they want to dream. And then you got to go on from beyond it and break them of this thinking that they've been taught to think. Now they feel bad because the people are making you feel bad because you actually became successful according to how successful you wanted to be. Anyway, guys, the next thing I'm going to get on right here too is that when people say things like, when you talk about poor, what is poor? What is poor? Because guess what? At the end of my videos, I realize this and I teach it to my sons and I teach it to the young people and I teach the folks that I counsel. The 4 pillars. I said at the end of my videos, food, shelter, clothing, and great health. That right there is where the wealth is. That's the wealth. But somebody told you and tricked you into thinking that wealth is going to consist of these things that you're going to get. Whether it's a big, beautiful, immaculate home or a BMW or Mercedes-Benz or Land Rover, Range Rover, whatever, Lamborghini, Bugatti, I don't care what it is. I don't care. But food, shelter, clothing, and health. If you're listening, food, shelter, clothing, and great health. If you're listening to me, those ought to be the foundations that you are teaching your kids to keep their focus on, period. Because if you teach them those things, poor is not seen. What is poor? What is poor? Are you talking about social economics? That's what's poor? Because guess what? We didn't know. When people say things like impoverished or poor areas, like I just told you about low income, whatever like that, low income areas or why black folks seem to be poor, well, guess what? It all depends on what you have taught black folks to think that poor is. What is poor? So when I go and talk to black folks and wherever, white folks too, whoever seem to be in this certain low income, whatever area, and we talk about what poor is, and I break this down to them and show them that food, shelter, clothing, and great health is all that matters. And all of a sudden they look at the situation, well, so what am I trying to build to do then? Now, I understand you're trying to get your kids out of danger. You're trying to get them out of certain neighborhoods. You're trying to get them out of certain environments. I'm all for that. But all I'm saying is this. Don't let nobody make you feel bad because you don't have these things. Because you don't have the best car. You might have to take the city bus to get to and from work. A lot of people have to do that to before you can save up money to get it. Some people not even taught about finance. We know they don't even teach finance in school, but people don't talk about finance. People don't talk about save. People don't tell you how to invest or do things like that. People don't tell you how to put your money into stocks and bonds or CDs or anything like that. They don't tell you. They don't talk to you about that thing. So all of a sudden you just doing this generational repeating thing of what your parents done. I'm still rattling on, guys. I know, but I'm just sorry because I'm hot on this subject. Because I'm glad that this has gotten such a tremendous response from all kind of sources that it's cool, it's amazing. But these are the type of things that need to be talked about to your children. If you got children that's 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, don't ever make them. Kids don't know what struggle is. As a kid, all you know is that you ate, you played, you went to sleep, you went to school. That's all. Whether you are in a rich neighborhood and you are a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old kid, you don't have no concept of what rich is. All you knew is that as a kid, you ate, you slept, you went to school. They go to a private school, but as a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid, they don't go around, I know that I'm going to a private school. They don't know that. All they know is I'm going to school. And just like kids, when they get to a certain age, they hate going to school, whether you're rich or whether you're not rich. A lot of kids just, I hate school, man. I don't want to wake up and go to school. It's the same thing. You eat, you go to school, you might play a sport or something in school, you go home. I don't care if it's private or whatever. So what I'm getting at is this. Whether you are what you want to consider poor or rich, food, shelter, clothing, and great health is going to be the number one thing that's going to matter, because guess what? Patients that I have, multimillionaires. One of them died right there with me. He was terminally ill. Never forget it. Terminally ill. Guess what? Ty, you know what? I wish I could just have my health back. We've had patients that actually recover from debilitating ailments that thought they were going to kill them. They recovered. Guess what? They got their health back. Once they got their health back, they became hungry. They wanted their food, right? Once they became healthy, they were getting their food, body weight came back. Guess what the next thing they wanted to do? Get their clothes on. When they got their clothes on, guess what they wanted to do? Go home. Food, shelter, clothing, and health. Now I know some people are like, well, don't forget about love. We ain't talking about that. We talking about this basis of this mentality. What is poor? You know what I mean? Because if you got those four things right there, then I don't know what it is that we're trying to strive to get to not be poor. Because look what happened to a lot of NBA players, NFL players. If they're not taught about finance and they're talking about how money works and how to spend money, they become rich after they got the NBA. You talking about a max of 10 years, they broke. How is that even possible? That's what people ask. Because it's a mentality. You know, that's what it is. Some people are just geared. I mean, you work 2 weeks to get this paycheck, and within 2 days it's gone because you went out and bought this and bought this and bought this and bought, and now you sitting there. Well, now you going 4 or 5 days into the next week, and you're sitting up here asking people. You asking to borrow money. Hey, let me borrow money until I get paid next Friday. Like, did you just get paid just this? Yeah, but what you do? I had to get them J's, man. I had to get my daughter some J's too, and my son some J's. You just spent $500 on getting you, your son. How old you say your son is? 3. The Jordans cost $70. Dude, you could have just went to Goodwill and got some slip-on little white booties and put it on. Like your baby going around, I got my J's on. You know, so that's what I'm saying. So it's this certain type of, this is going to be for another video, guys. I'm just going, this is going to be for another video because I think that's what's going to be my next video, is talking about breaking the mentality of how you spend your money if you want to get out of this so-called debt or out of this so-called social economic status that you're in. Anywho, I know the comments are going to come in again, guys. I know there's going to be some disagreements. I welcome it. It's pretty cool. It might not even be a disagreement. It might just be with time to add to what you're saying, X, Y, and Z. So we covered a lot in this. Let me know. I'm Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. And I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health. God bless you all through Jesus.